creation of Kogi State was a dream that was fulfilled and one which seeks to put the state on the threshold of rapid socio-economic transformation. It is worthy of note that Kogi State shares boundaries with 10 different states, namely Nasarawa, Benue, Enugu, Anambra, Delta, Ondo, Ekiti, Kwara, Niger, and the FCT. It is indeed the quintessential gateway state with rich cultural values, great natural resources, and infinite stretch of arable land. Kogi State is abundantly blessed in both human and natural resources with a total land mass of 29,833 square kilometers and a population of almost 5 million. Kogi has 3 main ethnic groups and languages constituting the Igala, Ebira, and Okun, and surrounded by over 9 other minority groups. Since the creation of the state in 1991, it has been governed by 4 administrators and 5 governors, while the earlier governors and administrators succeeded in laying the foundation. It is the administration of Governor Yahaya Bello that has changed the developmental trajectory of the state for the better. Kogi State is a state blessed with abundant human and natural resources. Situated at the center of Nigeria, but because of the vision, determination, drive, and dynamism of Governor Yahaya Bello, Kogi State presents to the world a confluence of opportunities. Kogi State, the source and the center of Nigeria from every conceivable indices. Kogi State is a hope for Nigeria's economic growth and development, but it wasn't always this good. Kogi State became the epicenter of excellence as a result of good, pragmatic, and purposeful leadership of Governor Yahaya Bello. A man who has placed the people and their welfare at the center of his leadership drive. A man whose definition of leadership and good governance is a creative harmonization of the people, things, events, and places within a clearly defined leadership ecosystem, thereby creating a wholesome and symbiotic relation. Governor Yahaya Bello is the only Nigerian governor to be born after the Nigerian Civil War, thus making him the youngest governor in Nigeria this dispensation. Yet, he fights corruption, poverty, illiteracy, and infrastructural decay like a tested general. His leadership style and mantra is not about the next election. It is about the next generation. So when in January 27, 2016, when he took power, Kogi State became a blessed state. His is a life-saving vocation, guided by the philosophy that when you do the right thing for the present generation and for the generation yet unborn, history will not forget you and will bless you. From all of his actions, he is indeed the white lion, fearless, courageous, and straightforward. No wonder he is considered the star boy of qualitative leadership in Nigeria. In spite of widespread misunderstanding on the reforms of his government, especially in the early days, facing very vicious and unrelenting opposition, his determination and perseverance has ensured a proper understanding of the reform drive. Today, everyone can see the difference and the benefits of courageous leadership for themselves. Without doubt, the vast majority of Kogi people at all levels, especially at the grassroots, are showing appreciation of the difficult path the governor has to tread to bring change home. Governor Yahaya Bello, upon taking office, quickly identified the need to govern by a set of globally recognized principles, which are both measurable and scalable. So from the environmental issues to education, from infrastructure to security, from health to civil service reform to agriculture, Governor Yahaya Bello has been a blessing to the people of Kogi State, a shining light, a trailblazer, and a committed achiever. Security of lives and property is easily the area in which Governor Yahaya Bello made the quickest and most profound impact. The Kogi State he inherited was the kidnap capital of Nigeria, with over 250 kidnap cases every year. But less than 6 months into his tenure, those uninspiring and frightful numbers dropped by 90% till today. Kidnapping have remained an isolated case, with the people going about their lawful business with peace of mind, and those committing through the state doing so with confidence.
First, we came on board without involvement of thuggery. So we don't need anybody to be called GYB boys or thugs. Secondly, because of the way and manner the previous administration are being run, you see nepotism, you see sectionalism, you see the government of the father and the son and friends and uncles. You see the government of few cliques. People were agitated. A lot were left on the streets. And they couldn't do any other thing other than to take to criminality. There are various levels of government. The legislature, the judiciary, the executive. And then we have the traditional institutions, manned by various traditional rulers. There are student bodies and unions. They are led by men and women as well. Market women and what have you. So what I did was to ensure that I bring everybody on board. And as well, the various security institutions I met on ground, all of them were working at cross purpose when I came on board. So what I did was to ensure that there is collaboration. So we decided to design our security architecture as it will suit us in Kogi State. And also, the Administration of Criminal Justice Act. We have the political will. I think we're among the first that domesticated it in Kogi State. So that gave us enough room to be able to fight crimes and criminality within the ambit of the law.
Once notorious as a hotbed of armed robbery, communal clashes, home invasions, political thuggery, and other violent crimes has become the face of peace and security in Nigeria. Kogi State, before the coming of Governor Yahaya Bello, was a highly polarized society. There was mutual distrust along tribal, religious, and class lines. Today, Kogi is one of the most united states in Nigeria.
The very first day I was appointed, I began to show the people that I am fair, I'm balanced, and I'm just. The first set of my appointments, I made sure that three of them, my chief of staff, then my current deputy governor, my chief press secretary, and my SA media, I appointed them one per geopolitical zone. Contrary to the previous practice, the chief of staff usually come from where the governor comes from. You appoint your kinsman. I appointed my chief of staff from a different senatorial district. I am a Muslim. He is a Christian, a devoted Christian. I am a devoted Muslim. My CPS is even an evangelist. And then my SA media at that time was a devoted Muslim as well. So with this balance, everybody knew from day one the body language of this administration that I'm going to be fair, just, and equitable. So everybody began to fall in line. I ensured that every appointment, I balanced it across the senatorial districts. I ensured that the resources of the state are evenly and fairly distributed.
The state has also done exceedingly well in the area of internally generated revenue.
That particular revenue house you visited used to be 2 or 3 bedroom rented apartments before. 2 or 3 bedroom. In fact, it's more or less like a hall divided into 3 rooms. That used to be the Kogi revenue house in the past, what I inherited. And then the various revenue, internally generated revenue sources were given to cronies. In effect, we blocked all the loopholes, all the leakages. We expanded our revenue net, and we ensure that the resources are mobilized and driven in. And hence the increase from the paltry sum of about 300, 350 to over 1.5 billion that we're recording, until the advent of this coronavirus. So it will interest you that the current revenue house you are seeing was built within 6 months, within this administration.
It is in the area of education that the state has excelled. Kogi State in 2019 was ranked the 7th top performer in basic education. In fact, Kogi State secondary schools and tertiary institutions have enjoyed adequate attention in both provision of enhanced learning materials and physical infrastructure.
We are driven by the fact that we want to breed a new leader, or new leaders, or set of leaders who will be able to stand the test of time, who will be able to transform and take over from us and transform the state into a greater place for all. So we're not just doing that for just the younger generation or generations yet unborn. Even adults who would want to further educate themselves, there are technical schools. We have the Nigeria Korea Institute, a technical school that is situated within our state polytechnic, where even artisans and some other professionals and out-of-school dropouts are going in their numbers, in their thousands, and they're being trained every season to be able to fit properly into the society. To the glory of God, within 1 year, we've been able to establish University of Science and Technology, OSARA. We have over 240 students, first intake already. And if you go there today, you wouldn't understand that this institution was established just within 1 year. That is the glory of God.
The state ranks top in the provision of physical and engineering infrastructure and utilities, which include major links and overhead bridges, town hall road network, electricity projects, rural water schemes, and other facilities.
We met a decaying infrastructure in the state. Our past leaders, they tried their best, probably. But we have a very poor maintenance culture. When we come on board, we have to meet the people around. We set up a blueprint team who moved around to inquire from the people what they want. So based on that, we're able to take infrastructure from road to hospital to schools, water, electricity, and what have you. They are too numerous to mention. I will simply refer, you and all of our viewers across the world to visit Kogi State website and see for yourself what we've been able to achieve. You go to Kogi State website, that's www.kogistate.gov.ng, or you go to www.kogipedia.net. You go there, you'll see massive, achievement in terms of infrastructure.
The governor has also built from scratch a 50 tons per day capacity rice mill at Gyb in Yagba West local government area in Kogi West Senatorial District.
For every investor to try to come to Kogi State today is because they know that Kogi State is just the investment hub. Security, we have it. Manpower, we have it. And we have even all the raw materials and resources available. Let me even shock you that in 2020, that was the year of coronavirus. The foreign direct investment to this country was in the neighborhood of about 3-point-something billion. Only Kogi State had over 1-point-something billion in investment, while others shared the remaining sum. So that is to tell you that Kogi State is not just ready for investment. Investors are already queuing up.
The governor desires, and it has become reality, the provision of affordable healthcare service, ensuring good health and well-being for the people. One of the cardinal determinations of the governor is to ensure food security for the state through provision of an enabling environment for agriculture. The thrust of the state's agricultural drive is to ensure that Kogi State becomes a sustainable agro-allied food production economy, placing emphasis on improving the agricultural value chain. Human capital development is a major pillar of Governor Yahaya Bello's governance drive. The governor believes that when a government focuses on increasing the number of skilled and productive manpower, both in the public and private sectors, then sustainable economic growth is assured. This is a practice in developed economies of the world, and this is a template that can be used at the national level in Nigeria. The governor, apart from being the youngest governor this dispensation, is a firm believer that the young and vibrant youth population of the state deserves some encouragement. Hence, his well thought out entrepreneurship and youth engagement program.
I am a youth governor, they call me, not just because of my age, because I belong to them, one, and I understand the language. And let me tell you, the current youths, as we have them today in Kogi State and in Nigeria, are smarter than ever before, than any other generation you can ever think of. So they've met a smarter governor who is thinking like them, who is feeling their pinch, who rose from a humble background like them, and then we're thinking in a very smart way together. And they've said that I don't care where you come from, so long as you have the stuff to contribute. Today, there are people that are serving in my government from the eastern part of this country, from the far northern part of this country, from the western part of this country. So I bring all of the mix, and the moment they come in, we blend together because we are young, we understand our language, and we want progress and development.
His Excellency is showing how broad-minded he is. Built a chapel at the government house in spite of the fact that he is a devout and practicing Muslim.
I am the first governor in the whole northern Nigeria as a Muslim who would come and build a chapel for Christian in government house since the existence of Kogi State in 1991, or since 1991. And it is unprecedented. Nobody will do that. I came and I discovered that only mosque was existing, even very small mosque. And there's none. Christians were worshiping under the tree. I gave them a befitting chapel and then expanded the mosque. So there's fairness, there's balance, there's equity. So mutual mistrust and suspicion naturally fizzled out.
With due consideration to the environment and deploying emerging technologies and innovative strategies for infrastructural renewal and tourism development, concerted efforts have been invested towards converting Kogi State into the nation's foremost commercial hub. Through the installation of the 1,300 solar-powered streetlights in Lokoja town, rehabilitation of 9.2 kilometers road from Paparanda Square through Natako Junction, major electrification projects have taken place in Agasa, Ogori, Lokoja, Banda, Koto, and other parts of the state to boost economic activities. 100 high-profile administrative structures alongside perimeter fencing has been constructed and renovated across the state. Amongst them is the Ministry of Transport Headquarters Building, Ministry of Works Civil Engineering Building, Ministry of Local Government Building, the Graphic House, the Ohinoyi Palace Building, and the School of Nursing of Bangede. Futuristic leaders always question their advisors, their information, and themselves. Then they can best reinvent the enterprise as they strategize the most responsible and best possible future outcomes. Futuristic leaders transform everything that needs changing with a highly qualified team. Governor Yahaya Bello is a futuristic leader. He has the ability to look past the event of today into possibilities of tomorrow.
I'm sure you recall the incident of food embargo in the country where the North is refusing to transport food and other items to the South. thereby about breaking the country into two sharply. The way and manner we went into it, myself and some other leaders of this country, leading them and solving the problem. I'm sure you are aware of our party, the national assignment given to me to mobilize youth and women and people living with special needs. The way and manner within a short period of time we were able to show up our membership from just about 8 million to over 30 point something million, almost 40 million today. The way and manner I was able to speak that language and talk to Nigerians, and they listen. Those who are wanting to wage war against another shite their sword. Those who felt, oh, what has this government do to warrant them from joining our party? When we were able to talk to them and open their eyes to the achievement of this administration under President Muhammadu Buhari in terms of infrastructure, youth engagement, women empowerment, and several others, then it made them to believe in me, and they began to call on me to prepare for a national assignment. I would want to be remembered when that time comes, when I'll be mounting the higher stage. I want to be remembered back home as a governor who came, who saw and conquered.
As the poster boy of good governance and a clear case that what is currently happening in Kogi State is possible at the national level.